talk about today might be something you can apply to your situation. I don't think we
Yeah.
should go into who's right, who's wrong, what's there, what's not,
Yeah.
because every situation is unique to yourself.
Yeah.
But there are techniques to use which I've taught you before, but this is going a bit deeper. This is William, uh, what's his surname now?
White cloud.
Yeah, William Whitecloud's stuff, which you'll have both signed up for.
Yeah.
And the reason I asked you all to sign up for it is he is on the same lines as Joe Dispenza, but with his own
Take.
angle, and he's also much older. He's been in this like much before Joe became really big. So some of the stuff he wrote about 15, 20 years ago.
Okay.
So, but the techniques of creation are the same. Nothing changes in it.
Okay.
So I want to reaffirm them today for y'all. And Buki and Sylvia haven't really been exposed to that, so it'll be new for them. But now you may remember I made you all do the swinging exercise, right? The arms moving, and I think Sylvia has
Yeah.
also done that. So that's one way, but that is y'all can think, it didn't really move so much, and maybe I was stretching, so I stretched another foot, and you come out with all this shit in your head, yeah. But this is evidence that it's not.
Mm.
So you try. Do you have the potato and straw by any chance? I know there's no notice.
I'm going to try it. I haven't tried it yet because I didn't want to blast a potato without cooking it or doing anything with it.
Are your straws paper or are they plastic?
No,
Mine are
they're not plastic. They're not plastic. They're stiff paper.
Yeah. So
But they're not
this is
plastic.
true.
I have a metal one, but I don't think that
No.
counts.
So
paper one.
no, don't do that. Not like that. I want you. Yeah, you have to hold the potato and try and put the straw through it. Try it.
You have the spud.
But hold it up so we can see you doing it.
Oh, can I put it on the desk? And just
Yeah,
go
but
like
then
that?
I want to see what you're doing. Put it in your hand now. What's the problem?
I'm gonna use more force when I
Sure,
do it
okay.
on the desk.
No, there's no need to use force.
Really?
Yeah.
Determined.
Trust me,
I'm
very
Athena, just do what I'm
nervous about
saying.
doing
Hold the
This
potato
is what
up
is-
and drive the straw through it. I can't
It's
see the
not gonna
potato.
go in. It's a thick potato.
Yeah, but I want to see it.
You can do it, Athena. It works.
This is
It's a
just-
potato, not your butt. Hold it up.
Okay. See?
Use more force. Yeah. I need to see what you're doing. Yeah.
It's bouncing off.
So it doesn't go, right?
No, it doesn't go. It
Would
bounced.
you mind if I grab a spud in the meantime? I'm curious now.
I can't see yours.
We'll let her come back. Anyway, let me prepare myself till she comes.
No, mine's just bouncing.
There's a technique for it, and I'll teach it to you in a minute. And it's applicable to every aspect of your life.
Okay. Look, I wasn't discouraged. I was just disappointed. That's the emotion that I felt. Just sheer disappointment because I was so excited to actually do it.
Hello guys, I'm so sorry.
No problem.
Hey.
Welcome.
Interrupting
Better late
everybody.
than never.
Sorry?
Better late than never. Do you have a potato handy by any chance?
Sorry?
Oh, you didn't
I
read the messages. Okay, no problem.
I didn't. I just
You just
I
got up.
wasn't. I was on a call and it took a little
One
bit
second,
more.
one second. Sylvia, I said get a potato, not a bloody watermelon. Yeah. Look at the size of that potato.
I buy big potatoes because I can bake them. If they're too small, that's the potato.
Are you
I
Jewish?
got.
I like big ones too.
Hey,
Sylvia.
stop that now. This is a family site, yeah?
Because no, if you get small ones, you're just constantly peeling and you lose the potato.
Stop! That's shocking me. I'm a guy.
Well, I like
I'm
big
talking
ones.
about potatoes.
Okay, sorry. Sylvia, come on. Hold your potato up.
Should
We're
I
doing
bring
a-
a potato?
Yeah, and a
Don't
straw
get-
if you have one. Try.
Are you, Athena? Shall we do it together?
No, so you try putting it in.
Oops, it kind of bent. It didn't go all the way through, but it did go in. I'll try again with another one.
Hers went in.
It has to go through.
It hasn't gone through. It's kind of, well.
You have watched William's video, right, Sylvia?
Aha!
So you're using that technique. You can see it. So, Hind,
This is
take
the-
a potato and a straw if you have one.
I don't
And
have a straw.
You don't have a straw.
Took a knife.
No, knife doesn't work. that potato is probably too big.
This potato
So-
is too big.
See, this is what the end result should be. Of course, this is a small potato, but it doesn't matter the size. It goes through the straw goes through the potato. Can you see?
Yeah.
My God, what's this chick up to?
Anyone?
I missed the whole potato.
Don't curse you.
So, okay, I went in, but I didn't pierce it fully. And
Yeah.
that's probably because I'm performing, so I'm slightly.
I was about to say a little bit of performance anxiety as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mine just doesn't go in.
My straws are a little bit on the flimsy
Yeah.
side.
I did it.
Wow.
So
Okay, I'm gonna try
here's
it.
the secret, people. You hold the potato in your hand and you visualize the straw going through it. Because when you're hitting it without the visualization, your mind is not helping you with it. You want your
I did it!
Yeah,
Like
super.
you said.
Wow, great job. See? But that's I think because you got beefy arms, yeah?
I need to lose weight. But
Wait, now let's
anyway,
help
I did
Athena do it.
Wait,
Athena, I want you to close your eyes and visualize the straw going right through the potato and coming out on the other side. And only when you're done that, then you do it, and you can do it with the eyes closed as well.
I would hold it as a dagger.
It's going right through. Right through. You're not seeing the potato, you're seeing the other side.
Oh. I've got to
Try
keep
it.
my eyes open because I won't be able to see.
Okay, whatever.
No.
Okay, try later.
I just
But
do
it
it.
works. I mean, I've done
Your
it
potato is special.
so many times.
Maybe
It's a hard potato. It's
It's a hard one. Where do you live? It's a Greek one. What's
No,
your
it's
country?
Australia. It's an Australian potato.
Oh, yeah, these Australians.
Never been near Sylvia if she's got a kitchen knife in her hand. Huh?
I know. It's just holding like this.
These Italians, you know.
No,
A
I wasn't.
straw. Where can
Well, I
I
got
find
it in.
straw?
I got it in, which is better than before. but it didn't go through.
Okay,
Well,
I'll let him come, and I'm going to tell you the metaphor for this. First of all, why is it important to even do this and try it at home, as Bookie's going to do? It's important to do this because it proves to you the power of the mind. Because don't worry about it, Hin, try it later. Get a straw from McDonald's or
Yeah,
something,
I'll
yeah?
do it later when you say.
So this you must try to do this and do this successfully, because without using the power of your mind, you have no chance of getting it through the potato. No chance. But when you hold the potato and you don't look at the potato, you look at the straw on the other side of the potato, and you do it, then the straw goes through the potato effortlessly. You don't even feel it. It just goes like there's no potato. Yeah? So that's the power of the mind. I bent a spoon, and you can bend a spoon too, but it takes a lot of concentration. So and time, unless you're Uri Geller. That's why I didn't ask you to do that. But if five of us sit and look at a spoon, it can bend within 10 minutes.
Yeah,
You
I
know?
tried that.
Yeah. So this is the power of the mind, and the many, many other things, which is the power of the mind. I mean, I can give you endless examples. We know the stories of, how the mother lifted a car off a baby and stuff like that, which you can't do. Or there's a documented thing of four American soldiers in Vietnam who were driving in a jeep on a forest road, and they came under sniper fire. And there was no way they could go forward. They had to go back. But to go back reversing was really tough because it was jungle. So the only way out was to turn the jeep. But they couldn't turn the jeep because there's no place. So the sergeant had an idea. He said, each of y'all run to one corner, lift up the jeep and turn it physically.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, and they did it. They turned it physically and drove back to base safely.
Yeah.
When they got to base, they told the story. And everyone laughed at them and said, no chances, bloody jeep is like a couple of tons, yeah. No way I've done it. So they said, okay, we'll show you. And they tried to do it and they couldn't do it.
is it the
Because,
same kind?
pardon?
Is it the same kind of principle that like snooker players or dart players would use to reach the target, get the ball to
Yes,
go into the?
and golfers and any athlete, and you can do this in your business with your financial target also. Athena, you can do this with your target and allow the universe to guide you. So if you got a restriction or a handbrake at home, okay, let that be a restriction. Whether it's justified or not is another story. Let's not get into that. But if you say, I want to earn 100K this year or 50,000 in profit this year, then the universe will get you to that. You're not putting yourself in the driver's seat. You're not influencing the outcome. This has worked for me many times in the past. I forget it. That's the problem,
Well, I sort of reached my target this last finance. Like that was what I sort of, but I didn't ask for the right thing. I didn't ask for profit. It was takings that I asked. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now
profit
I
is a
need
better
to.
thing to focus on after our session.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
So
I have to kind of teach people I'll do a financial literacy class one day for everybody so that they understand the
yeah,
important. You get all these people on the internet saying I earned 1 million and all, but the net earning is 200,000. It's not 1 million after costs. So anyway, so obviously you focus on raising that 200. You can make that 200 1 million, but if you just say I've earned 1 million, it's not true. You haven't earned it. What you earned is 200, because your net profit is what matters. Anyway, we're digressing there. So there's also a story about this in the Indian mythology, Mahabharata, which is written thousands of years ago. And there was this warrior called Arjuna, and he was one of these 5 princes, and he was the most favored because he was best in battle. And their teacher was a guy called Dronacharya. And the other 4 brothers got angry at Dronacharya one day. Why is Arjuna the favorite? Yeah. And so Dronacharya said, okay, let me show you why. And he took a wooden bird and he put it on a tree, 100 paces away. And he asked the brothers one by one, what do you see? And they all said, I see a bird on a tree. And he asked Arjuna, what do you see? And he said, I see the eye of the bird. So the moral of the story is, where your focus goes, where your attention goes, is where your end result is going to be. Now, there are just 3 or 4 variables in creating a fantastic personal life or business for you. Only 3 or 4 variables, and I'm going to talk about them one after the other. And there are a few things which will come up to you, like they've come up for Athena, and I'll tell you how to handle that as well. So number 1 is your natural ability. If you're not doing your work which is in sync with your natural ability, you're not going to be able to pull this off. Yeah, which is why you have to be, I keep on saying, what is your talent? What is your sole purpose? I've been telling you that for months and months and months. So if you're working, and I think all of you are, everyone I'm speaking to on this call, I think is aligned with that. If you're working with your sole purpose, the universe is actually interested in helping you, because you've come to earth with this power, with this ability. And if you're sitting on your bloody ass with it, you're not helping anybody. You're not helping your soul express itself. You're not helping the people you're supposed to help about it. Yeah? So, number 1 is your natural ability. Number 2 is the end result. Yeah, and I would actually advise you all, and not advise you, insist that you don't measure the end result in monetary terms, because energy is a more powerful energy than money. I know it sounds a bit weird. Energy is a more powerful energy than money, but when you take money and energy side by side, energy trumps it. Yeah. So focus on the number of people you want to help. Like Hind told me the other day, she wants to have 100 people in a program by end of the year. So focus on that. Yeah. The third thing is focus.
Can I ask a question there?
Yeah, sure.
It talks to me very much, because when you talk about natural ability, it's sole purpose. You are here on purpose. You can do the thing that you do from the mind, but you can do them with struggle and at your own. But when you live your life purpose, your natural ability, or what you are here to do, you can go much further in less. The end result, for me, and we were talking about that, it's or this is what I call intention.
Yeah.
And intention is not about us. It's about the people that we are destined to help.
It's always about a force bigger than you, outside of you.
Do you feel it like intention and result are somehow similar?
They're the same.
Okay. So we're
It's the
talking
same
the
thing,
same
it's just different words. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So you have to become one with your end result using your natural ability. Write that down, please. You have to become one with your end result using your natural ability. And that's exactly what you are doing with the potato just now. You are trying to create an end result that is going through the potato by visualizing the other side of the potato and the straw coming out, and not trying to worry about your arm swing and how you're holding the straw, and all that is not required. The process is unimportant. Message for you, Athena.
Yeah, Bukola is saying
when you focus on the end result, sorry, what Hin?
Bukola says to me, you have to become one with your end result using your natural ability. She just sent a message.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's actually very nice said.
Wasn't I saying the same thing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you have to become one with.
That's he said.
That's what he
Okay,
said.
yeah, so it was me.
And I think she's put it down because she's on her phone and she's
Ah,
probably not got a paper and pen with her. She's on outside the house. Um,
so yeah.
so okay, so this is the core thing, yeah. Yeah, thank you, Bookie. So this is the core message. Now, what do you do when your mind starts playing tricks on you? Because if it was that simple, we'd all be doing it, right? This is where 90% or 99% of people fall by the wayside because something called fear comes in and our mind starts focusing on other things. We lose our focus. So, let's say I told this is just an example, yeah. I told Athena, make triple your net profit next year, triple it straight away, yeah? And she says, I can't do it. How can I do it? I'm only one person. I don't have all these constraints. I can't be public. I can't do this. I can't do that. Which is fine. All fine, yeah? Acknowledge you can't do it. Feel that fear, accept it, voice it.
I did.
Super. And then you know
I
what
did, and
happens?
that's what I said to you. I said, I know other people can do this, but I know I can't, but it's okay. I'm going to find another way.
You don't even have to find it. The universe will show it to you.
Yeah. Well, it did. It did. I wrote it to you. I said, I finished texting Dhiren, and then I scrolled through my emails, and my association is holding a seminar on podcasting, and there's lawyers involved, so they will run through what you need to do in order to do a podcast. So if I choose to do it later on, but for the time being, I'm just gonna leave that aspect and just focus on other stuff that I need to do.
Yeah, because there's always many ways to skin a cat. Yeah,
Why a cat?
that's the
I suppose
phrase.
that's what they say.
That's the phrase. I didn't create it.
Yeah.
So, you know what happens when you acknowledge your fear? Let's say Sylvia says, I can't land 10 high paying clients in 1 month. And I'm not saying you will, yeah. But let's say she has that fear. When you acknowledge it, you free your mind from worrying about it. Your mind stops spending energy on this. Because you've acknowledged it. You've already said, I can't do it. Fuck it, And then you come back to the process. And when I say process, it's not worrying about how you do it, how you hold the club, and how you do your swing in the golf analogy, yeah? And also here, whether you use podcast or use video, that's not important. What you are telling the universe is you have a natural ability, you have a talent, you have a certain number of people you want to get it to, and that is your end result, yeah? And the universe is going to get you to that because it has ways you can't imagine. How could you otherwise do this? You couldn't until you did what I told you to. So this is the metaphor in front of you that you keep on your desk to remind you that you can actually do anything if you apply your mind and these natural processes, yeah, which people complicate when they sell, but the core of it is very simple, as I told you. Natural ability, end result, focus, and acknowledging your fear. The next thing is have no attachment to the outcome. Because it's a game. The game isn't the process. The game is the dream.
What did you say? Have
no attachment to the outcome. Just play the imagination game. The game is not the process, the game is the dream. Now, if you let your fear overcome your vision. If Hin starts saying, oh, how am I going to get 100 people in 4 months or 5 months or whatever is left, yeah, of the year, then the fear clouds the vision. And then she starts going back to, I have to DM 1,500 people and will they answer, and what if I get blocked by Facebook, and all that shit comes up, yeah. So Hind has to sit back and say, okay, I feel this fear, but I'm not attached to the outcome, because if I don't do it, I don't do it. I'm not going to be living under a bridge. If I don't do 100, I'll do 10, na? And I'll learn from that.
It's funny because I have a masterclass coming on insecurity and fears, because most of entrepreneurs are, or at least those spiritual, they work alone, so they need to be all over the place. So most of the time they need to do things for the first time by themselves, and a lot of them feel stuck, and me one of them. I felt like I know what I need to do, but I still procrastinating, like tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, right? And what we've been talking in this masterclass is about tapping, EFT tapping. And what came to me is that fear is not the problem. But fear, it tells you that your energy wants to expand. Like the universe is destined to grow anyway. And if you feel the fear, it means that it tells you there is something that you need to do in order to grow. So rather
I
than
don't agree with one statement, Hin, before you carry on. Fear doesn't expand your energy, it contracts your energy, it collapses you.
No, but it tells you that you need to do something else to grow.
But see, what we try to do is we suppress the fear. Every person on this planet, when they feel fear, they push it down. And then it goes into your cells, and then people make a living out of, releasing your trauma. Because that has become deeply ingrained in your cells, and that becomes your limiting belief. But if you feel the fear and do it anyway, if you acknowledge the fear, one of the best analogies I can give you is what I did and felt myself, skydiving. Nobody in their right minds, jumps out of a perfectly good aircraft. And the body kind of resists like mad, you become stiff and you hold on, and there are some people who cling on to the bar and they refuse to leave, and then they get a whack on their knuckles, which is why these tandem jumps, the trainers know all this, so they tell you, hold on to your straps. You don't have to hold on to your parachute straps, but they make you do it. And they make you do it because you think if you don't hold on, the parachute will fall off. So, and then, you know what they do?
They push you.
No, they don't push you. They don't. They position you on the side of the aircraft, with your side to the open door at the edge, and you're like shitting brakes, and they start a slight rocking, and then they say on the count of 3, so you're waiting for 3 to really push back, they say 1, and before the count goes on, they just drop sideways and out of the aircraft. So the count starts, you're waiting for 3 to like hold on to something, and boom, you're out before 2 and 3 happen. So they trick you, in short. They short circuit your fear. And then for the first few seconds when you're dropping, it's pure terror, so, oh fuck, I'm dead, And then they pull the ripcord and you just stop in the sky. And then it is the most unbelievable feeling of freedom and flying. It's superb. So I have never come across a more scary thing, because it's like dying, no? You jump out of an aircraft and you're falling through the air. It's like you're going to die. Your body thinks you're going to die. But if you don't die and you then move that fear into extreme pleasure within seconds, milliseconds, the feeling is indescribable. It's a bit like a kundalini.
if you don't have a heart attack in those first 3 seconds of jumping out of the plane,
Yeah,
Was
that's
thinking that
another story.
yeah, like
Now, I have one person on this call who does everything I say, so I'm going to ask her to do this experience. Yeah.
Forget it.
So,
to
so the point I'm trying to make is fear will always come up. Fear for everything, yeah. But feel the fear. Don't be attached to the outcome. I enjoyed it, Bookie, but when I landed, my legs were shaking like crazy, and I had to go to the cafe and sit down and have a coffee and just decompress for 30 minutes. I couldn't move, because the adrenaline then shoots up. But I did enjoy the ride down. It was beautiful, and this was in Dubai, so the view is fantastic from the palms. These pictures are on my Facebook if you want to see them. There's some of there in the picture section. So I'm not saying you have to do things like that, but when you do, you realize you can overcome anything. Most fear is in the mind, and when you actually face it and overcome it, then it doesn't become real anymore. So you could ask yourself, what's the worst? I don't do 100 people. I don't make $50,000, but so what? But the fact is, if you don't give yourself an end result, if you don't give your mind and subconscious a target, then it's like taking a gun and shooting it anywhere and expecting to hit a duck. It doesn't work that way. You gotta aim for something. So your mind needs a target. It's just like when you fire a missile, you gotta put in the coordinates where it's gonna hit. Otherwise, it'll be like North Korea, once fired off a missile and went towards South Korea. They didn't intend it to happen. So your mind is the most precise computer. Somebody saying something?
No, it's just a video that popped up in my screen. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. So if you give your mind this target, if you just follow these simple steps, if you realize that fear is the biggest thing stopping you or sabotaging your dreams, because almost anybody has natural ability. Everyone has end result. Everyone has some focus, not enough of it, but some focus. But they allow fear to derail them. Don't. Focus and trust in yourself, in the universe, in your subconscious mind. Anything is possible, anything is achievable, within reason, of course, and a little bit out of reason. But you can't say I want to do 10,000 people in 4 weeks, then in 4 months, because then you need resources behind that, which you don't have. So you can't be really totally, way out. But at the same time, there's no point playing small. You have to stretch yourself. Others, you don't need a coach. You don't need the witch's brew, You can achieve ordinary results on your own. But if you want to be extraordinary, this is the way you play the game. Proof in front of you.
Yeah.
And
It's
hence
funny.
you do this later, yeah, yourself. So you actually get the feeling of how it works. And once or twice it may not work. Don't be discouraged. So get a whole bunch of straws like Sylvia did. And the third or fourth attempt will work.
Can I say something?
Yeah, of course.
When I was a little girl, and unconsciously, I was not even in school, and learning to play piano. And just visualize, even when I'm sleeping, how I would be playing if I have something is difficult or I can't. So I will, and I loved doing that, like imagining and how I approach, and then I fail, and then I succeed. And even though I didn't play so much on the piano, when I wake up the next day, I feel that I'm already better. The thing that I slept with a problem on before, because I was playing with it in my mind, I woke up and I actually could do it. And I didn't even train. And it's funny, now that you're saying that, like in psychology, the brain doesn't know the difference between the dream and reality.
Of course not.
So
Yeah.
for the brain is the same, whether you are dreaming or not. And this is something that I felt when I was kid, because kids are irrational. Kids, they want to play and it's fun, and they don't care about the outcome, and they don't rationalize too much about what is possible. You sleep with something, a skill that you don't have, and wake up with a skill that you have, and it's just by sleep, by imagining. So just to I give you, but as we grow up, it's hard to get to this state of like a child, like everything is possible. Like we now, as adults, we forgot. But getting back to this state of the innocent child who doesn't care and who doesn't have so many limitations is amazing. That it's
Yeah.
easier.
So
It really joins everything that you are saying. It's like get back, get out of the mind.
yeah, what you said is an absolute fact, and it's been documented. I can, off the top of my mind, recall one case of a US Army Air Force colonel who was shot down again in Vietnam, and he was put in solitary, which is a hole in the ground with a bamboo roof, which prevents you from going out. So
Fascinating.
it was like a tiny, tiny cell. So the only way he could prevent himself from going mad was imagining his golf game. So he kept playing golf in his mind, full 18 holes every day. And when he finally got released in a prisoner swap about 3 4 years later, and he went back to the States, his handicap had become single digit without playing golf for all these years.
It's amazing.
It's just the mind does that for you, and we are not using these tools.
Yeah, and it
So,
joins your detachment of the outcome. He was in an island. He just did it because it feels good. He was not preparing for a championship. He was not preparing for an end result. But just surviving with it. And then the manifestation came because he was detached from the outcome. There is no way he's thinking of getting back. So it really explains, in deep how this process is working. So detachment
yeah, and
of
there's
the
one more thing I
outcome.
want to add now, especially for the three of y'all who work with me on this, and that is to use, and that's not in any book, but that's what I've been using, and I think it make immediate sense to you, to use the Kundalini energy when creating the state. Because not only is that a very powerful creator energy, but the energy of arousal is the strongest emotion that you can package your desire into and make that bubble and release it into the universe.
Mhm.
And if you combine all these steps and just add that, now there are a lot of people who don't work with this. It'll still work for them, but it'll work even better, in my opinion, if you all do this extra step.
I'm still not familiar with Kundalini, but
You've had one
yeah, I had
meditation, so
one.
you've had that experience, right?
I had the experience, but how to manifest with it? I know that many people use them in then content writing, in setting intentions, because the Kundalini energy is is the energy of creation, and it's the thing that all things have in common. This is the common thing of all creatures in the universe. So this is the base. And many people I know that they apply it in their business, because when you accept it, you really get back to you are a creator by default, right? You are creating you, and this is the energy of creation. And you are supposed, so many people use it, but I'm still new to how to really combine it with business. So what other steps, like how to, like I can see it in the mind, but how concretely, I don't know. I'm still very new to this, but I'm playing with the idea.
Okay, so this is what I wanted to say about this. Now let's get on to y'all. Yeah.